All right. We got picture. We got sound. Summer is gone. Fall has fell. It's getting colder outside, but it is still hot in boxing. So buckle in, get ready for one round, 3 minutes or more. This is One Round with George. Intro. Ever since I was a kid and saw Sugar Ray Leonard fight, I've loved boxing. I was at HBO for 15 years as a feature producer, won a few sports Emmys.
Not bad.
I got to travel the world and tell the great stories of these fighters.
Maybe something of a rooting interest in Alexander among the entire HBO Sports crew here, because Alexander's manager is former HBO Sports producer George Jacobi.
I've managed a fighter. I've worked a fighter's corner, being as close to the action as you can get. My life has revolved around boxing. October 8th on Showtime, the main event was a 154-pound showdown between Sebastian Fundora and Carlos Ocampo. It turned out to be a much better fight than I thought. It was Fundora by unanimous decision. Look, Fundora is 6'5", 6'6", 154 pounds, so he's gonna be a problem for anyone. I don't think he can beat Jermell Charlo, but it could be an interesting fight. That same day, there was supposed to be an all-England showdown. Conor Benn, son of Nigel Benn, and Chris Eubank Jr., the son of Chris Eubank Sr., were supposed to face off at middleweight with a catch weight of 157 pounds. Conor Benn popped dirty for PEDs and the fight was scrapped. Conor Benn is saying he's innocent. He still has to get his B sample tested. If that comes up dirty too, let's see what boxing does. Will he really be suspended? Because I can name some other fighters who have popped dirty and have gotten off with 6-month suspensions.
I had heard around the time when I was fighting him that he was not a clean fighter. It's hard, it hits home, not surprised. Hearing this wasn't anything that shocked me. It shocked me because he got caught. It's very prevalent in the sport, but it happens, and it's happening.
If he was cheating, he should be out of boxing, period. Saturday, October 15th is going to be wall-to-wall boxing. Now, I wish all these great fights weren't on this day, but so be it. Boxing is a circus, and this is what we have. I think the two fights that I'm looking forward to most happen in the afternoon from England. It's an all-women's card at the O2 Arena in London. The main event has Claressa Shields going up against Savannah Marshall in a 160-pound showdown. At this point, we know the history. Marshall beat Shields 10 years ago in an amateur fight. Shields has not lost in the boxing ring. Marshall's unbeaten. They don't like each other. It should be an entertaining fight. And on the undercard at 130 pounds, it is the unification fight between Michaela Mayer and Alicia Baumgardner. These fighters can't stand each other. They've been building up this card for months. Mayer's unbeaten. Baumgardner's only lost one fight. They have talked this fight up so well. I can't wait to see it. There's a lot of people who still can't get into women's boxing. These are talented fighters, some of the best fighters in the sport, period. And just remember, in April, Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano sold out Madison Square Garden. There's a lot of male fighters, great fighters, who haven't sold out the Garden. They're expecting a sellout at the O2 Arena. I can't wait for this card. Later that night from Australia, it is the rematch. Devin Haney defends all the lightweight titles against George Kambosos. Haney dominated their first fight. They're back in Australia for the second, and I think it's going to be much easier for Haney this time around. And then we got the big men, the heavyweights in Brooklyn, New York. The return of the bronze bomber Deontay Wilder. He takes on Robert Helenius. Both guys haven't been in the ring for a year. The last time we saw Wilder, he lost the trilogy fight against Tyson Fury, but he's back now, and no one can tell me the heavyweight division is better without him. Just because you know boxing doesn't mean you can pick fights. I'm gonna do my best with these fights. I'm going with Claressa Shields. I think she's gonna dominate Savannah Marshall. Mayer versus Baumgardner, I like them too much. I'm copping out. I'm saying it's gonna be a draw. I think Devin Haney is gonna dominate Kambosos. I'm going with Haney. And that night in Brooklyn, I'm going with the bronze bomber. Go make some money with those picks. Boxing is big in this household. Let's hear what my family's picks are for this weekend. I want to get your picks on this huge weekend in boxing. Claressa Shields and Savannah Marshall. Who do you got?
Well, I like Savannah, Georgia.
Okay.
Claressa Shields, since she went to the Olympics.
I say Claressa Shields.
You should go with like Savannah.
Not because of what you said.
Michaela Mayer and Alicia Baumgardner. They're both 130-pound champs. Who do you got in that one?
Baumgardner.
Wasn't it Baumgardner?
Mayer against Baumgardner.
Baumgardner.
And why?
Sounds cooler.
I say mayor because she's the mayor of the city, so she's gonna be the mayor of the...
You just said Baumgardner.
Okay.
Who do you got? Devin Haney the champ or George Kambosos in the rematch?
George Kambosos.
Let's try that again.
I like the underdog.
Devin Haney.
And why?
Well, I would have chosen George because, that's your name. But since Devin won the first fight, my guess would be that he'd win the second as well.
All right, and finally, we've got a big heavyweight fight in Brooklyn, New York. It's former heavyweight champion Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder taking on Robert Helenius. Avery will first.
Deontay Wilder.
Why?
I've heard of him. I haven't heard of the other dude.
Robert Helenius because he's the other dude.
Also, Wilder sounds cooler.
Because he's the other dude?
Yes. Where is Helenius from?
Another country.
I guess I'm gonna have to go with Deontay Wilder because his name is cool.
Let's go be me! That's not fair!
So there you have it. That's the family's picks. Don't put any money on them. I say this every show. Every month of the year is full of historic boxing. October is no different. October 1st, 1975, the Thriller in Manila. The third meeting between Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier. And some people say it was the best of their 3 fights. Frazier won the first fight, Ali won the second, and Ali won the third when Joe didn't come out for the 15th round. October 3rd, 1981, this is a fight that I saw. Lightweight champ Alexis Arguello took on challenger Ray Boom Boom Mancini. I had seen so many Arguello fights, so many Mancini fights. Mancini was super popular on the network. He had a compelling story. He was trying to win a title for his father, who used to be a fighter. But I also found out what a great sportsman and gentleman Alexis Arguello was, as well as being one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the sport. Mancini was only 20 years old. He gave it his all. He had some success early, but it wasn't enough. Alexis Arguello was a truly great fighter. He won the fight on a 14th round knockout. You are very much missed, the late, great Alexis Arguello. October 3rd, 1998, the one and only pretty boy Floyd Mayweather won the first title of his illustrious career. He took on the late great 130-pound titleist Genaro Hernandez. Mayweather dominated and became a champion for the first time. That is it. The bell has rung. My time is up. 1 round with George is done. That exhilarating 1 round with me is over. Now you can go to my YouTube page. You can like the content, you can subscribe to the page, and there is more coming soon.